episode of Final Fantasy Pathfinder. Final Fantasy and its subsidiaries are owned by Square Enix. The Pathfinder D20 game system is owned by Paizo, and the FFD20 system is a fan-made system designed by Alan Willick. This is completely not for profit. We're just here to have fun. Peace on soup.
Alright.
Thank you, Burb.
Where we left off last time, we had a little bit of a side session for a few people getting all the stuff done. Eleanor and company picked up the aether fuel and has it stored back in the dock. Nell went and met and found Aline's office and talked with one of the other students in the building, chasing her down. She also found where the Mayroses ended up, the professors of University of Northern Moonbright. Cocaine and Vise went on their little wander around, looking at all the things that can be looked at. Cocaine touching a big old pillar and getting a sort of ominous sensation. What else? Chef went and attended some lectures on either aerospace engineering or magitech studies.
Yeah, definitely the aerospace engineering.
The resident jumper went to a class on things that fly, presumably hoping to glean some sort of wisdom there. If you want to, are you trained in knowledge engineering?
I got a point in knowledge technology.
Go ahead and make a knowledge technology roll for me.
I was afraid of that.
Not bad.
You pick up 80 experience points after sitting through a lecture on aerospace engineering. Yeah, I'm doing it with a 5 times roll. So, at most, you can pick up peanuts from lectures, basically.
Yeah.
That explains why all the mages in the city are so low level.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's also free XP for just sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
I mean, it's downtime XP. You could have gone and killed like a fucking goblin in the woods for that experience and much more.
I mean, I was hoping to gain knowledge, but all the shrug.
You get the impression that with a sort of prolonged studying, you may be able to pick up some sort of maybe like a free skill point or something in a knowledge skill, but that is not a level of wisdom you're going to be gleaning from a single lecture. Where we left off, we had pretty carefully curated the timings of everything as the evening came in, and everyone was kind of converging at that time, with the exception of Tyro, who is still a few hours back, like about a couple hours back, on his way over to the archaeology department to go find Dices, Cookie's now infamous ex-wife.
Yes, I might actually need to pull up my notes real quick before I forget.
And for the sake of chronology, we can start there.
Alrighty. So from there, I'm going to head into the archaeology department and see if I can find a directory with Professor Dice's name on it.
You first door you open, straight ahead, right in front of the doorway. You're kind of detecting a convention here. Little itty bitty map, little directory of professors with rooms and offices and stuff. You find a Dice's VM immediately. Pretty big on the list, like fancy font.
Oh, goody. Well, all right then. I compare the map to the name and
Mm-hmm.
head towards her office, I guess.
About 25 minutes of, okay, I think the 2 means it's on the second floor. The 100s were in that direction. So she's in that.
These boxes let me go up.
a few minutes of office problem solving. You stumble upon. Were you following the name to her personal office, or were you following to where she would be in a lecture right now?
That's actually a good question, because I should have checked with someone to see if she was actually doing a lecture or would be in her office at this time.
You do kind of glean some of the schedules and room schedules and stuff from the building, and you did see that she should be in a lecture right now.
Okay. At that point, then I will probably head to the room where she would probably be holding a lecture at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get there. I'll kind of put my ear up to the door, see if I can hear anyone speaking, to see if the lecture's still in session, because I don't want to have a repeat with Professor Horace being singled out. It's like, I don't want to be late.
Hey, you weren't the one that entered.
No, but still, I saw the result.
Learning from others' mistakes is just as important as learning from your own.
Just like an octopus.
Oh man, don't even get me started. I love those things.
As you creep up to the door, remembering Nell's nightmare, and put your ear up to it. It's not a woman's voice talking. It sounds like a kind of middle-aged man giving a very bored-sounding lecture about masses and something. It's kind of weird, but you double check the room number. This is where it is. This is where she should be.
Very curious. Well, I don't have the score to actually try and get in without being noticed, so I'm going to wait outside the door until the lecture is over.
As Tyra leans against the doorway, taps T, and ticks the little bar 1 hour. Wait. Whip, whip, whip.
Are you gonna do anything in that hour? Like read a book, play with Nugget?
The problem is, if I try to do that, it might make excessive noise, which someone might notice. Considering the fact that it can hear me talking to Echo earlier, would probably not be
The world's loudest reader in the world. I don't want to read this book. I'm worried they'll hear me through the door.
All I got is my normal spell book, which I already read this morning, so yeah.
Let me just read from my spell book. Ah! Just magic hitting all the walls.
He is from the circus.
Dancing lights everywhere, man. Everywhere.
There's some flashbacks.
Man, why am I so sniffly today? I just don't even. About an hour passes, and the tail end of the lecture finishes up, and people start flooding out of the door. Just, chattering at 20 decibels 2 feet from you, as is the case with. Yeah.
All right. I will kind of make my way through the crowd of people as cautiously as I can, not to kind of bump into them, and check to see if there's anyone still within the lecture hall.
As you kind of worm your way through the tail end of the exiting blob, kind of carefully, you notice the professor is at the front of the room, is finishing packing up a set of papers, and is on his leave. He's already 3 steps away from the podium to a side door.
I will motion to him and excuse me, could I have a moment of your time, please?
He kind of stops, looks up at the ceiling, turns over to you. Yes.
Yes, I was actually looking for
Hello, Professor
Dice's
Mono.
VM. I was checking the directory. This was where she was supposed to be holding a lecture at this time. However, it doesn't seem she is here. I don't suppose you
Before Gone South.
And
at this time.
if she was a hair more responsible, she would be here. But no. After that earthquake, she went running straight down south. That looks like it might have revealed something.
God damn it, I knew that was gonna happen.
That is Mo. Is that one of the new Mo? How the hell do you say their names?
Numu?
No,
No,
thank
this
you.
is just a bald tomb. Just a bald dude.
Just borders anything.
Numo.
I see.
Thank you.
What,
I'll try to remember that.
I'll see. What's important down south? I felt the earthquake as it was coming into the city by boat, but what happened further south?
Well, from what I understand, we haven't really heard back from them yet. I mean, I didn't merit an invitation, apparently.
Run away.
Sir Salty.
And now I'm here picking up her lectures. Because I guess that's just what I do. I guess this is where my career's going now.
I'm just reminded of, I'm 18 years old and I've already wasted my entire life.
Well, that is unfortunate, and I'm assuming you have no idea when she hopes to be back.
When she comes back. Which,
Yeah.
if it's more than 2 or 3 days, I will be filing a formal complaint.
Understandable. I don't suppose you might know exactly where she headed.
She was heading down to the dig site. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Oh,
Whip,
thank you.
whip.
There's a settlement that needs your help.
Yeah, mark it on the map.
Wouldn't it just be a big X over Moonbright as the one big settlement that just currently we have come at exactly the
Side
adventuring
quest
party
o'clock.
never arrives early nor late. The adventuring party arrives exactly when they intend to.
To be fair, the only well-timed thing of you guys arriving was the fight with Leviathan. The rest of the side quests y'all brought with you.
Oh,
So would that have happened anyway without us being here?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Well, after he gives me the location, I'll back her to say, like, I thank you for your time. My sincerest apologies for, having to deal with all of this.
It's fine. You didn't schedule me for this. Did you?
Fair enough.
did you? He says accusingly.
With that, I bid him a good day. I'm going to head out of the lecture hall. I'm assuming I'm now more or less within line of everyone else in terms of time of day.
Yeah, by the time that you'd kind of get back, you'd be about lined up with everybody. You'd probably be
Okay.
one of the earlier ones back to the inn.
Okay. I guess from there, I'll actually see if there's like kind of like a small I don't know maybe like a food stand or place to actually.
I don't know
food.
why, but
That's preferably a little bit
was gonna
cheaper than
ask
the fucking
Churro. I was
inn.
gonna ask Churro stand, and that's actually what you're looking for.
Yeah, just because it's like, yeah, I don't want to pay 3 kilo a meal for. See if I can find something a little cheaper.
Glancing around where you are, you don't see you don't see any like immediate food places.
If I remember correctly, there might have been some a little bit further north, right? I think coming from the wharf to.
There was, yes. There was some on the wharf. You could also maybe try the cafeteria of the University of Northern Moonbright, but you are not on a meal plan, and it may be a little bit expensive. Also, it's awful because it's a food court. It's a fucking cafeteria.
So you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna head for the wharf. Let's see what I find at the wharf towards the wharf.
Okay. And as you start working your way up the road to the wharf, you run into a wark and a wolf on their way back to the inn after having deposited a canister of aether fuel.
Actually, weren't we heading to the White Enclave again? Or...
Were you heading back to the White Enclave?
We
Yeah.
were.
For a magic lecture.
Ah, yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna be swinging by that way anyway. So
on your way by, you run into a bird and a wolf on their way to a white magic lecture.
Well, glad to see you two here. I'm guessing that the errand to get the fuel went well.
yes, they had it. I had to deal with a bit of a jerk, but the fuel is currently being stored in one of the warehouses by the dock. It should be safe.
All right, excellent. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just getting back from a little business of my own. Unfortunately, who I wanted to talk to is apparently down south at a dig site, but something about the earthquake that we felt coming in maybe disturbed it or something like that. So
I remember. So you're going to be heading down there?
possibly. I mean, unfortunately, they don't know when the person I'm supposed to talk to comes back. So yeah. Although looking at the map, it looks to be a sizable distance. So even my chocobo looks like about half a day.
I wonder if she fell into a hole and found a crystal.
But for now, with that out of the way, I'm probably just gonna try and find some food, something preferably a little bit cheaper
Sure.
than at the inn.
Well, maybe we can talk to everybody about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Um,
sure we'll see everyone a little bit later tonight. We can kind of figure out where we want to go from
Yeah.
there.
I'm on my way to attend a white magic lecture, actually.
Oh, nice.
I would like to learn.
Great.
Oh, excellent. Well, I am still a little bit familiar with white magic, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
Sure. Oh, don't let me keep you though.
Alrighty.
I'd come join you, but it's on a time schedule. Unless Echo, do you want to go with Hero?
Looking back and forth.
Let me make this a little easier for you, sweetie. Are you hungry?
Reaches back into pack.
Hungry.
Not
Not
anymore.
Okay. I guess we'll catch up with you later, Tiro.
Alrighty then. I will see you later.
Wave, wave.
Then you split off. On your way into the wharf, you find a lot of restaurants. Some look fancier, some look shadier. You notice the closer you get to like the formal like waterfront, you find kind of hip seafood kind of restaurants. But kind of deeper in the buildings of the wharf, you find kind of shadier,
Shady curry.
it's it's fish from today, but not like this afternoon. Like
On the left side of the pier is a place entitled "It's Fish," but for some reason, "fish" is in quotation marks.
I was just expecting something horribly misspelled, like with a PH or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
terrible
What-
fishing
What
attempt.
the hell? What the hell is goatee?
Aw.
You find someone doing the fishy stick. It's a very delicate state of mind.
Jeez.
Well, I guess I will maybe head into one of the places that looks a little bit less shady.
Okay. Medium less shady or way less shady?
Medium less shady.
Medium less shady. All right.
Yeah.
As you kind of geographically position yourself in the wharf, you find a kind of halfway point between the back alley clam grab and the main course lobster tail fancy pants places, and you find what is basically the Applebee's of seafood.
Fair enough.
Isn't that I can't remember the name of the place.
Long John Silver's or something.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of roughly that. But yeah, going in, they have various sea and land food offerings. A meal is a gill for a basic meal, 2 gill for a fancy meal.
I'll go with a basic meal. Spend
I don't
one
know.
than a gill there.
It feels like a basic meal day.
Pretty much. I mean, at least it's not horribly overpriced for what I was spending at the end. So
It's a fucking long walk. Echo and Eleanor, you guys are going back to the White Enclave.
Mhm.
Want to sit on something? By the time that you guys get there, it's hitting into evening. Like, oh god, I accidentally scaled it. From the oh god, this sniffle though. From
You want to go Buenos?
I don't think it's gonna help.
All right.
From the moment that we kind of converged the times here, it was just starting to pass into the evening. By the time that you guys arrive there, it's sunset.
All right. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Preston's wandered into the background.
Oh.
With like a lot of dinner meals. Why are you eating all of those?
Are they
Why?
basic or fancy?
I think these are basic dinner meals. They're probably only a gill a piece. But why are you eating all of them? Surely people can choose their own meals instead of you just microwaving everything in the fridge. Alright, we're just microwaving
It's
stuff.
It's leftover salad.
I don't know. Is it unplugged? Shouldn't be.
Taco salad is still a salad.
It's unplugged. We solved that riddle.
So is an ice cream salad.
What's unplugged?
The microwave.
Oh.
So yeah, by the time that you guys make it all the way to the White Enclave, it's getting into sunset at this point. What's everybody else doing? Are other people converging back to the inn, or do people have evening night activities?
I would have headed back to the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I'm done with
also
my meal,
back.
I'll head back.
Nell makes it back first, being one of the closest. Chef probably makes it back second, being the having not spent too much time away. As we slowly converge all the tokens. Tyre comes back after dinner. Cocaine V's come back after the sightseeing.
Yep.
And the party refuses together. Finally.
Most of it, anyway.
Most of it.
How much were meals here again?
About 3
Lot.
gil. Fancy.
3 gil. I'm
like-
gonna try to see if I can sweet talk first and see if maybe I can like talk in for a group discount if everyone's meals are ordered at once.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
And Tyro will pass on his meal because he already ate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it? A stopwatch? It's a pocket watch. I don't have a phone anymore. Jasmine bought me a pocket watch. Okay.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a pretty cheap pocket watch. For a I got on a 27. Jesus Christ, I always forget your diplomacy rolls. You
I don't.
Do one thing well.
you pretty deftly talk him down that if you're all ordering together, he's willing to swing for a gil and a half a person, rounded up on the last person, which is about half price. He seems quite enamored with you.
Are we all there for this?
Yeah, you all would have been there for that, with the exception of Echo and Eleanor.
I then toss 3 gil into the pot for me and Bees.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so let's see. That we know, chef. I'm bad at math, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see. Nell, Chef, Vise, Koke, Tiro.
Nope, not Tyro. He already
He's
ate.
not.
So
Could
there's
be.
just the 4 of us. So
Could
6
be.
gil total.
Alright, and I'll pay the other 3. Wait, so I'm basically paying the same amount. Lovely.
But
feeling
but
too
for more
Chef eats
people.
for free. Man, you're really getting on Chef's good graces.
Probably on even better graces once I tell them that I found out information.
Yeah, no. We're gonna have it's dinner. It's dinner and a date in a graveyard. This is gonna be amazing.
That is.
I
that
like
is the
ruins, not
most-
cemeteries.
I mean, cemeteries are sort of ruins, just a little
Not grave
more
robbing.
organized. They're They're just ruins of people, not places.
Ruins
Other
of
people
people.
ruin.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's where ruined people
There's-
go.
There's a reason I have a necromancer in another campaign.
Yeah.
Spell
It
necromancer
takes a
without
unique
romance.
viewpoint. Indeed.
Echo and Eleanor, you guys are sitting in on a lecture on white magic. Then,
Yes.
could I get a if you are a caster, your caster mod. If you are not a caster, just your intelligence mod.
All right, hang on.
+3. Wait, caster mod is with my caster level, right?
No, just
Now,
Mod.
whatever
Well,
your wisdom
Whatever
score
you
is,
use to
what
cast,
is
so
your
your
Yeah.
wisdom.
Ellen's not that smart, so.
I got a 12.
Yeah.
That's your
I'm bored.
Still playing the chocobo. Just
That's
not paying
your,
any attention.
Yeah, she's paying
that's
like
your,
triple more attention to the bird than
that's
the
your
lecture.
comeuppance. That's your comeuppance for those double 19s yesterday.
Yeah.
The double 19s, yeah.
You
I'm
just hear the
trying.
sorting hat yell off in the distance, go home.
No.
Yeah, Echo
Okay.
Echo like is watching and like they're writing stuff on the board and like you don't really know what the words mean, but like you kind of get what they're explaining and it's like you're understanding it on a sort of deeper level. And it's kind of funny because like you as you're sitting there like watching this professor lecture, the same girl the same person you'd met the other day, well, earlier today. Every once in a while you'll hear like giggling from the class and they glance over and they're all giggling. As soon as they see the big chocobo seeing them, they look back forward and just go back to giggling. Like there's literally a bird in this lecture. What is this world coming to? But they seem happy to have you there, and you pick up 60 experience, and Eleanor, you pick up fucking 20 experience.
I'm surprised I got anything.
You have roughly
Not even
equivalent experience to tying your shoelaces. Like,
She's not even paying attention.
I think not paying attention is a 1. That's why Nell didn't get anything
Yeah.
while sitting in Oris's lecture.
Yeah.
it's a lot of it's going over your head. There's a bird in this classroom. A little bit of some of it's kind of cute, some of it makes you kind of embarrassed, and that mix of distractions, along with a certain a lack of previous experience with the subject matter, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, as you guys leave the lecture, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Boop. You guys heading back to the inn?
Yeah, should get back.
Oh, hold on. I've got to offer a ride.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh. Okay. If you're sure. Hop on. She's heavy.
How heavy?
Not heavy enough.
Chocobo haul heavy? Probably not.
No, she weighs with all of her gear 310 pounds.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Okay.
Now she's
What's
heavy.
it? Well, you're a medium load, so
Mhm. Yeah, no. Echo deftly carries you through the streets.
I kind of wanted the giggly girls to notice the bird cast chocobo haul and trot her off.
I could, but I'm not gonna. I'm not.
You notice at this point most of the street wizardry is dying down. Luckily,
Yeah.
and you make it back to the inn with little issue, as the party is finally, for the first time in like 3 sessions, all in one place.
Time for disaster to strike so that we can all be there to fight it.
And then a rhinoceros breaks into the inn. Fight!
Who
And
brought,
this place
who
doesn't have
brought
a sign.
Cookie's deck of cards?
Yeah.
And this place doesn't have a sign saying no
Mhm.
rhinoceri.
Now they'll need to make a sign. They'll have to get a guy for it.
It's gonna be this whole big thing.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, as Eleanor, as you come in the front door, you find the party seated eating, except for Tyro, just hanging out.
Oh, everyone's here. Shut door. Not
All
in
in
Echo's,
one piece
not in
as
Echo's
well.
face.
Peek in.
Right. Chef, did you want to help me stable Echo like last night?
Nod.
Heading out, leading Echo back to stable.
Okay.
Oh,
See you in the morning. Don't worry. Learned a lot of stuff about you today.
And yeah, to the stable,
Uh,
get the key, unlock the thing, kind of not like pushing Echo, but like standing there at the side and doing the get in the fucking stable, Echo.
Just made me think of Pokemon.
mhm.
We
Yeah,
could
that was the
nickname you
point.
Nebby. That'd be perfect.
Mhm. Do you enter stable without conflict?
Defeated. Okay.
Oh. You both get sad. Choco looks.
Give Echo a little neck scratch once again. We'll be back in the morning.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I don't have like a treat or anything. Just to shut the
Thing
fuck
is-
up and be good.
I don't think
I've
anything better
got my
than,
greens on my back.
yeah, there's
He's
really nothing
covered in
better we could give
treats.
Echo.
Anyway,
All right, yeah. Time to face Chef. Found that information you were looking for, by the way.
head tilt.
Their graves are located in a graveyard I guess it's to the, if it gets to be more the southeast of here. I pointed out to the map on the map to Chef.
Boing.
down there, yeah.
All the way over there. There's a nod, looking at the map.
They pulled quite a bit of I guess the best word would be grisly story. You told me you'd let me know why once I found out the information. So, do you mind if I ask why you wanted to find out about these people?
They were my parents.
Oh, gods, I'm sorry.
Only be sorry for one of them. Dramatic walk off.
And then I walk away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to roll a wisdom to figure that out? Because just from the location, I think I myself would figure it out. But does Nell actually know what the hell happened there?
You could make a sense motive if you wanted to try to get a read on this faceless Dark Knight angst monster.
Well, one was
But-
found like pretty much dead in the building. The other one was buried. So I'm assuming that the other one that wasn't buried was the one that was the asshole. Apparently.
I mean, that is your intuition. You are operating from the same set of information
I mean-
that Nell is right now.
I mean, like, if you wanna make like an internal like, would Nell figure this out?
Yeah, no, and with a 20, yeah, she's right where you are on that. She's pretty sure that this weird sad story, your companion probably had a first-hand hand in.
I hope that explains more than it doesn't. Note to self, don't piss off Chef. Come back to the end.
All right, you reconvene around the corner back in the inn. Night is falling. What are y'all doing?
How far is it to the cemetery?
It is approximately like almost 10,000 feet.
So yeah,
that's a
that's a hike. That's a
care
That's
for
like
a
an
2-mile walk.
Hour up, an hour up, and an hour back
Yeah,
in full plate.
at night.
Night doesn't bother me. I got night
No,
vision.
no. Oh yeah, you're fine. It's just a matter of just going there in the dark.
I am
I'm
the
in-
night.
I'm in my natural element. Okay.
That was pretty close.
Trying.
Anyway, no, back to the inn.
Okay.
Can visit tomorrow.
We haven't had any music yet. I'm gonna get some music in here. I need to get more musics. I know I do.
Is
I-
Tiro in the eating area, or is he wandered
Yes.
off?
Yeah, I'm still in the eating area. I was actually waiting for Nell to get back, but yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Tiro. So a purely academic question for you, fellow mage.
Yes.
Have you been through the commons yet? And have you seen the basalt pillar?
I saw it passing by when I was heading towards the Ursamora lecture hall.
It weirds me out a little bit.
How so?
It's a very difficult way to describe it, but it's a very washed sensation. Kind of like having water dumped on your head, sort of. This weird sort of, I don't know. That's why I was curious, as if you're well, I can't call it an intellect, you're a charisma caster. You know, being like one of the only other real casters in the group. If you had pinged something weird, but
If I remember correctly, that thing was heavily damaged, wasn't it? In some way?
the area around it was damaged, possibly in the earthquake.
Right.
Just the way that damages as well. It looks like
Sorry.
either the basalt pillar took the damage and spread it out such a way as to protect the city, or it was some kind of epicenter of it. I don't know. But we were walking by earlier, and I just kind of got what would be the common term? The heebie-jeebies.
Do you think the damage done was magic in nature?
I don't know. Did I?
You have no reason to think one way or the other.
Okay.
No idea. Could be mechanical. Could be just plain old random earthquake. Could be magical. But I don't know if it's a coincidence that it coincided with the pacification or death of the Leviathan, or if it just was going to happen anyway.
Not entirely sure.
I'm getting the same sensation as when I had an inkling something was up with the water in the crescent.
I've got a bad case of plot hook. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, I want to.
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I mean, I could probably take a closer look at the damage to see if anything might point towards a more.
The damage isn't really the thing. It's just the pillar. I haven't really explored much of Moonbright yet, although we have been around a little bit, but just point of views. The gentleman that brought me here after I landed beachside mentioned it was Basalt Pillar 1, but I have not heard of or seen a 2.
Couldn't think about it. I was like, well, yeah, I haven't seen anything quite like that either. I went a little bit further northeast of here, but I didn't see anything similar to it in construction.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable. So, if you do go by there again and you do pick something up on the whole magic side of things, do let me know.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can get a better look at it next time I pass through the commons.
Good talk.
Y'all could ask around about the pillars.
Not with my my scores.
Hey there,
Get in the
buddy.
line of
What's
the
up with
person
those pillars? Oh god, runs away.
Besides, I want to do it myself. I want to investigate.
This gives me time to check out lectures.
Yeah. Ellen would just be like chilling by the fireplace.
So who all's been directed south? Nell and Tiro so
Tiro.
far.
I think somebody else was informed about something.
I swear someone else was.
Yeah, wasn't it like
Tyra mentioned it to Eleanor, but
Well, I was directed to a stable.
Well, I don't think the
Now.
Cookie Man that Chef encountered directed themselves, so I don't know.
I thought while Nell was poking around for information, somebody brought something
Go.
up. Maybe not.
Move that out of the token layer.
If the chocobo gets too salty, we'll have to get the other 12 herbs and spices.
Finally.
It's like every chocobo in our group is just like named after some kind of spice.
don't tempt me.
Don't tempt me.
Mine's already got a name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like
Nell's
you
just
guys, you
dominated by
screwed
the,
it up.
by the food.
As far as mine is named, it's here.
With that in mind, I'll approach Nell. It's like, how did your errands go for today?
Let's just say, apparently, wow, I just completely lost my train of thought. Sorry. Just getting lost in this food. I've been very, very hungry. Sorry. Basically got directed to a wild goose chase down south, but otherwise, I'd say it was an eventful day.
Tyro's eye just kind of widened. I was like, wait, did you say south? I don't suppose you mean like southwest of here, do you?
Some dig, yeah.
Tyro just kind of like facepalms. Was like, oddly enough, the person that I needed to speak to is southwest too. Apparently, something about a dig site that apparently was disturbed in the earthquake.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Like to go down there, but if we don't have time for it, just sort of like eye the rest of the group, see if anybody's overhearing any reactions.
How do I
Shrug.
feel? How do I feel about this?
I don't know. How do you feel about this? I imagine you feel uncomfortable. I mean, I'm not sure if. No, yeah, it was Nell mentioned. It was mentioned to Nell that the dig site is another one of those pillars. It's built around one of those other pillars.
But I don't know that.
But
What
yeah,
I do, I am hearing that there's ruins of some kind of dig site
Mhm.
that's been disturbed, and
Was unearthed. A lot of professors went down there, which actually that makes damn perfect sense. You said the professor you're looking for is archaeology, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to ask internally. How do I feel about this? How do we feel about this, Leviathan? Am I just gonna get another sensation? You want me to go over there and fix this?
You're gonna start having like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh moment where you're talking to a spirit like every episode.
as you look
Yeah.
down into your soul, there's nothing there talking back.
Well, good, because I don't want that, but...
Leviathan timeshare in your head. Hey,
Uh,
when are we going
Tiro-
swimming?
You promised you'd take me to the pool, and that hasn't happened yet all summer.
It's been a day, Leviathan. Chill.
But I want to go
I know you
now.
got like. I know,
I'm
like you
gonna
just got.
drown myself in alcohol.
The
I
upset
can't even
squiggle.
get drunk.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know how long they look to be down at that dig site. They could be gone for. They could be back tomorrow. Hell, they could be back a week from now. We have no idea.
Did I hear when Koke was talking to Tyra at all?
If you were right there, then
Yeah,
yeah,
because
because I was
you're kind of all at the
Okay.
table.
anything.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if they were talking while I was like outside with Chef or not. But if so, yeah, I'll totally mention the pillar because otherwise I wouldn't have had no reason to bring it up.
Another pillar.
So, are these things like all over the continent then?
I can do some digging.
I want to find out.
You gotta go to the dig site if you want to do some digging. Jeez.
But we could just totally go there and check it out. And while we're there, I might do some searching about, maybe find
Well,
out some information about.
We do.
At this point, you're basically just seeing barely contained glee,
Yeah.
and Nell just point, please let me go.
I mean, I'm definitely wanting to go and check it out as well. If it's another in the commons, I feel obligated to.
Ruins are Nell's favorite terrain.
Hell yes.
Ellen's ears fold back. We really need to get back to Lullen, but we have some time, I suppose.
And we still have technically over 2 months before the deadline, so yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why we came all the way out to here, rather than just getting it delivered, as Jamon said he could do, was because people had stuff they wanted to do here in Moonbright, which, if I'm hearing correctly, Tiro still hasn't found the person he's looking for because she's at the dig site. So we would be
100%.
needing to stay here for a few days anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Besides, we still haven't seen everything yet. We only went to like 2-3 places. Just down to base, like.
I mean, I think there might be more of these pamphlets. Just
See,
holds
we
up,
got plenty.
holds a little
Hold up an
trifold.
armful.
Oh. Where did you? I'm not even gonna ask about where you picked up all this stuff from. But
We still
alright.
haven't seen the Maritime Archaeology Building. I hear they got some cool boats in there. We still haven't been over to just like thing down there. We
Such
could
a-
see a play
such
in the
an
Performing
adorable-
Arts Building. Like,
She's so precious, such a cute little bun tourist.
The Magic Tech area looks amazing too if you haven't been there yet. I know
We
it's
went down to Moonbright Green and saw
Yeah.
the tree. That was pretty cool.
there was this really
Oh,
big
it's
building in Moontech with like this glass. It was I don't even know how to describe it. Really cool.
I want to go see the Aetherline, but there's,
kinda
there's
do too.
currently a big noodle kind of dead next to it. So
Yeah, I imagine that probably isn't going anywhere right now.
So we're going to check it out, I'm assuming, tomorrow?
Might as
is
well.
that all right with you, please?
Um,
Go down to the dig site.
absolutely. That sounds cool. I
All
don't
right.
know what we're gonna find, but I mean, if there's people down
Knowing
there. It
us.
sounds safe. Like,
No, knowing us though.
well, let's just hope there aren't any cacti on this island.
Well, even if there are, I'll just turn into one and kill them all with their own magic.
I'd like that.
Nell's
I
just
have
like,
something to take care of in the early morning if we want to wait to closer to midday to leave.
All right.
Actually, that would work out. That would give me a chance to get a better look at the pillar in the commons.
Elsgrin just sort of just falters for a bit and remembers, right, take your time.
If it's
We
as
could hit
far
up-
away,
We could hit up the Blue Mages if you want, Base, in the morning, and then we can reconvene with everybody for afternoon and head down to the dig site.
That could be fun, yeah.
Assuming, of course, your nanny will let me.
Looks over at Eleanor.
she gives you one of the dirtiest glares you've seen out of her yet.
Seriously? That's what pushes you over to dirty glass?
That's
Punch me!
yeah, this time without a heel.
By calling her a nanny, you're implying that you're calling her old.
How old is Eleanor?
I mean, in dog years, she's like, probably like 20
She's-
something, 30 something.
It's a cultural thing. Nannies are respected women where I come from. Bluff, bluff, bluff.
Berlin knowledge bullshit.
Oh, Lord. It's not worth it. If it's as far away as they say it is, I'll work on getting us some transportation then.
You don't really have to worry about that. I got it covered.
Yeah, can't he just summon ghostly chocobos? Like,
Basically,
took
it'll
a
cost
spell
me.
for
It'll cost me
this.
4 MP to do it because the spell gets divided in half. Because I can summon up to 6, and technically, if someone rides Echo, that means yeah, basically it would be 5. Yeah, 5. So.
if only I wasn't limited by exhaustion.
Well, Avis is coming with us too. But,
Yeah, so
I mean, technically you're not, but
I am
Actually,
limited
what-
by exhaustion
So
because I
rounds
only
per
have so
day.
per
Yeah,
day.
so still
okay,
right
per
now.
day,
Eleanor
yes, that's the
or
problem.
Nell
I'm just saying the
writes-
fatigue.
If either Eleanor or Nell writes Echo, so that leaves me. Okay.
As everyone watches
So, yeah,
Tyro get a
spell would
napkin
be-
out from the corner of the table and add up.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Chocobos, if I summon, 4 of them, that would be about 3 hours. They would last anyway, before I had to resummon.
And how far away is this dig site?
I believe it's about 30 miles, so it's about a half-day travel, so I probably have to resummon them once.
Mm.
It's
Just
like
make sure you give everybody a
fucking
warning so they're not just
that
trotting
far
along.
away.
Poof.
Well, I'm also thinking, oh yeah, because if it's like in
I
there.
will
Yeah.
reach into my pack.
Although I
And
probably won't be summoning him until we get to about the edge, like here,
Yeah.
so, or one of the edges of the city, so yeah.
I will reach into my pack and I will hand Tiro an ether.
Oh, thank you. I
If we
didn't-
need to fight, I want it back if you don't need to use it, but if we have to fight anything, fucking
I think,
birds.
At-
I think
yeah,
he'll
at
be
most
fine
I-
with his 31 MP or some shit.
I
It'd
don't
be
know
hard
that.
to make a deep
Yeah.
footprint on that pool.
I don't know that.
That staff helped him a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't know about the staff.
Although
so
technically
she's
I
just-
have the lightning staff equipped. However, probably tonight before I go to bed, I'll take the 10 minutes and that thing to myself. And
Just to fill it up.
Like, okay, be nice. Jesus, guys.
technically, I have one already in my pack, but yeah. Because I'm like, yeah, back at level 3 when like didn't have much MP, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need this.
Yeah. Also, for the record, Eleanor is 27.
Yeah, you are old.
What an
So yeah,
old
compared
woman.
to the rest of the party, yeah, nanny doggo.
I mean, that's about Nell's age, so.
Okay, is quite young.
A mage, a knight, a weird little kid, and a ninja master, man. Yeah. You gotta have
We
the
got
old
the
person
dream
in
team.
there.
Well,
Okay, it's quite young because she's very reckless.
mhm.
Yeah.
Other than the dirty look, is Eleanor?
Is what?
Well, I asked you. You know, is Nanny okay?
Oh, you're cutting a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
And then we just got sidetracked.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. As long as we're in the city, she's trusting you.
That's a mistake, but thank you.
Well, Well,
That's what I was gonna say.
as of late, you haven't given her any reason to suspect otherwise.
He's like, I'll trust you, but V still stays in my room.
Yeah, she's still staying in my room.
I cast guidance on V's for a +1 to stealth rolls.
How long does that last?
It would only last like 6 minutes at this point. But
Damn.
before we split off, it's just a quick tap. I don't have anything that helps you anymore. I could blind Eleanor, but that'd probably be, a bad idea.
I was like,
She
you
can
wanna
heal
get
herself for that too.
Yeah, swift
Yeah.
action, lay on hands, blind's gone.
You do not want to see Angry Doggo. I think yesterday proved
No.
that.
She'll have to catch me first. Fly away.
That was ridiculous, and not like 19 plus 18.
Immediate
Intimidate
action halt. Slow down bat.
roll. Anyway.
Anywho,
Well, if we have a long day tomorrow, I'm turning in early.
Chef nods and stands.
Ah, right, and the stairs won't be so much of a pain in the butt because of that whole magic box thing.
A Magivator. I think that's what the person I queried called it.
Mhm.
Nod, nod.
What are you guys talking about?
There's a
Is it in view? Is it
Uh,
in view?
yeah, within a couple steps of you. I mean, it's just,
Are you kidding
it's
me?
just over there around a
Gestures.
corner, like.
Gestures to the box as they stand in front of it in the same get in the fucking Magivator, guys.
Okay.
Pepe walks in fine.
But Robin was right there all this time.
Anyone who hasn't used it yet, you watch as the party files into a box with one door. It appears that you're entering a closet, but there's no supplies inside.
I thought everyone's used it by now.
No, there's a couple people.
As you all get in there, shoulder to shoulder, armors and all, the door closes, and you feel the world move away from you. Is it you moving, or are you falling? Are you rising? You can't tell. A few moments later, the doors open again, and you are somewhere else.
Whoa.
Oh wow, that's
Chef
cool.
Chef, having been the last one to enter, is the first one to leave as
Out,
soon as the
yeah.
door's open, casual as anything. Just
I'm gonna go edge in my room. We'll see you guys later.
Yep, nothing to it. Nonchalantly walks out.
Sweat.
Huh.
I'd like to roll a knowledge bullshit.
This is wow. Step out.
Save
I'm
some
bored if I drop the
time.
bullshit.
But also, like, going upstairs is really good for your legs. Like, strong legs. You don't end up little chicken legs or anything.
Vise looks down at her very, very thin legs.
Well, then I guess we'll have
Literally
to
just turns head and it's right there at eye level.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Oh yeah,
So I guess we.
these.
Crane's head up.
So I guess we should have the princess go up and down the stairs every day while we're here. Then.
What?
What?
Nothing.
I mean, this is just kind of how Vera are.
Yeah, like, wow, Eleanor, talk about being insensitive.
It was a joke.
You can do that? And here I thought you didn't have any humor to you.
Thanks a lot.
That
Okay.
was a joke.
Okay, Nell actually gives a chuckle.
She's just rubbing her ear.
Oh, I'm
Anyway.
exhausted. What catch you two later. Pat Reese on cast guidance.
Oh, there you go. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, here we go.
But I hope everyone will pass out within 6 minutes. Why it takes more than 6 minutes to get out of the armor?
Could
It
I
is an attempt.
could I get a an opposing perception check from Eleanor?
Nope.
I suspect it won't matter, but I need to know.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. I don't remember what hers is.
It's just a guidance spell. You don't know what else it's doing.
Never lazy
Nope, even
doggo.
with the 2. Even with the 2.
My second too.
You notice she cast something. You don't know what she cast, but she just cast something on Reese.
I'm already walking off.
Yeah, she's just looking at her and waiting for her to leave LOS before she goes to bed.
Meanwhile, I'm all alone
Oh,
in the stable.
we'll be fine.
I guess
I'm kind of
there are other
surprised that
friends.
Eleanor doesn't ask ask Tyra what the hell she just tried to do. But as I walk off the bed,
I don't
Right,
see any visible. I don't see any visible changes to these. So
Nope, she looked normal. If only a little bit too innocent looking.
all right, come on, princess.
Alright, I'm going.
I follow Tyro to our rooms, and once we close the door, I'm gonna hand him the scroll of tongues that I got from the dean at the White Maids Enclave.
You're gonna give him the info dump on Echo.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, we got this while having Echo checked out the White Maids Enclave. It's apparently a spell that Red Mages can learn. I think she said something about caster level 4, whatever that means.
yeah, if it's that kind of level of spell, it will take me a while to be able to fully use it. I could probably understand it, but being able to actually use it is a different matter. However, I have been working on a method to actually talk with Echo, and I'm fairly close to getting there, but it's going to take a little bit more time.
Well, we got the spell for free, and you're the only one that can use it, so do with it as you will.
Alrighty, I put it in my backpack and mark down 1 scroll of tongues.
It makes tongues fly everywhere,
Please, no.
like Gmon style.
You all find your rooms and you settle down. What was the buff for guidance?
It's just a +1 on
+1.
a skill
Alright.
check.
Could I get a perception check from Eleanor?
Yeah, hang on.
Here's the third 2.
Yeah, yeah. Or it's gonna be a crit fail. One of those two.
Or a
During
critical.
At least it's not really important rolls.
Yeah.
For now, yeah.
You got to get it out
What
early,
are we
man.
talking about? Very important.
And yet again,
Wow, that's
I'm watching you.
that's the weirdest.
Watch plus intimidate.
Tell me
Around
who's
fucking
watching.
17, like,
Damn it.
Who's watching me?
Go laser eyes.
as you hear V start to creep out of bed, and you kind of stir slightly to kind of turn to face her, she dives back into her bed and immediately and very loudly just back into the sheets.
You got 2 nights in a row, woman.
You kind of you ponder it for a couple seconds, and just as you're settling back down, you hear a whisper, "Sorry."
Maybe another time. Get some sleep.
Okay.
Kids.
And before Tyra goes to bed, he's going to spend 10 minutes to attune the scepter of the pious to him.
And your mana pool deepens.
So it sounds like God.
That's the sound of a maniple
I already
deepening.
damn it.
No wonder the mix
Turn-
is fucked up.
Turns out you shouldn't have gone to the Applebee's of seafood, man. You're gonna be dealing with that later tonight.
You didn't have a roll a Constitution check, damn it.
Now I'm just a pillow over my head going, oh god, why?
You all settle down to your beds. Stealth attempts aside, the evening's rest takes you, and the day advances.
Okay.
8 hours pass, all your MP's back, all your health's back, all your daily abilities are back, and it is the 11th.
Chef is getting up before everyone else if they can will themselves to alarm clock. Is that a thing you can do?
Make a
It's a thing
will
I can-
save.
It's a thing I
Make a
can't
will
do,
save.
but-
Let's see how good Chef is at like
Chef
All
is
right.
getting out of bed.
at like
All right,
now
all
I'm
right.
gonna get up at 8. I'm gonna get up at 8. Goes to bed. Wakes up. It's like 4 p.m. Great. It's maybe a little later than he liked, but eventually he managed to peel himself out of bed. Maybe you're ahead of people, maybe you're not. If you put your armor on, people will beat you out, though.
Not doing that. In the battle jammies.
Okay.
You put on the hers and head out.
On the way. Flower
Mhm.
shop.
All right. You. Where would be good flower shops? There's flower shops are gonna be as far down as here, here. Yep, come on, here, and you might find one tucked away somewhere in these buildings.
I'll take the sure bet and take the route down into the foundry.
You head south down to the foundry, where you find shops selling anything conceivable, and among them flowers. Boop.
Just some
Any
I don't
color, any
just like a just
seasonal.
I don't know flowers very well. Just some white flowers.
You get some
Little-
white
little
flowers.
Bundle of white flowers. How much is that running me?
These
Knowing
flowers.
knowing how expensive flowers are, it's probably gonna be like 800 gil.
You find a bunch of kind of basic looking white autumn flowers. That'll be 3 gil for that. Hello, doggy. You're my best customer. as, as you go through the full flower shop scene.
I'll just put the 3 gil on the table and leave with the bundle.
My
Mhm.
man.
God damn it. You swear you hear something from one of the blacksmiths as you walk by, but you're sure it was just your imagination. Or was the simulation breaking down?
Human music. I kind of like it. Oh, excuse me, Hume music.
Yeah, it's still like kind of that early dawn. Everything's all kind of wet and cold still. You're just getting bright colors. Oh, yeah, wait. Forgot for the roll. It's also lightly raining.
That's fine.
Like
It's a little bit of a pathetic fallacy, but it's fine.
like the just a sunny day in Seattle kind of raining, you know.
Mm-hmm. Unless I get mugged on the way to the graveyard.
Yeah, I'm just fussing with the audios here.
That'd be one dead mugger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, why did that? Come on, buddy. There we go. Yeah.
I mean, unless they're tooled for level 6, because I'm still a level 5.
You get jumped by 11 CR1s.
No.
We're getting this guy.
Oh god, the
Oh, God.
cactuar, run!
Wait a minute. No, that would actually. I could just use Darkness Unleashed and just kill them all.
Hashtag just kill them all.
Well. Looks like we got ourselves a rat looking for some cheese.
Jesus Christ.
Sword out, kick in, growl.
I just fucking ascend from wherever I am to punch this guy in the face. My player, me as a human being, it just enters the world to suck him one.
If they had less than 12 HP, I could just one-shot them all.
They might have about 12 HP.
I apologize for the crappy accent.
As you arrive in the graveyard, it's fenced in on the outside, but the front gates are open. It's not a small graveyard, but it's not like a mega graveyard. It looks like there's stones here and even some sort of mausoleums that date back many generations, but it's not the national cemetery. It's yeah.
Well, only one thing to do, I guess. Look for the freshest graves and work backwards.
Make a perception check
Here we go.
as you
I got
sleuth
none of this.
as you sleuth the graveyard.
Take a 10.
I mean, I don't think they'd. I can't take a 10, but it is only a +1, so that'd be 11. Going for it.
Hey,
Yeah,
you're trending up.
Worth it.
As you perception check around the graveyard,
Wow, your
you-
perception is awful.
It would
You-
be a -1 if I wasn't a Burmesian.
I was about to say, don't you get a plus?
Yeah, I
That's
have
really
8
sad.
wisdom.
Oh yeah.
And no ranks in it, apparently.
As you glance around, you find a lot of names. It's not alphabetical. It's not in order of, it's not chronological. Like, maybe you see some that are grouped by family, but you can't quite. And then you kind of glance off in the distance and you see an old man leaning against a tree, just looking at you.
Is this the same old
It's the
man?
exact same old man.
No, okay,
Clothing hasn't
Well,
changed
I
a
am
bit.
heartily. I am going to heartily ignore him. Keep looking.
Wow.
You fortune cookie motherfucker. If you want to help me, you're gonna come over here and help me.
Are you coming to me? Am I coming to you? I mean, you can go ahead and make another perception check. Or you could take a 20 and spend like a fucking hour
Yeah,
wandering around
nah.
this graveyard.
Nah, I'm gonna have to just take a 20, cause
Alright.
unless there's a directory of dead.
You might be able to find somebody. But no, there wasn't something like at the gate or anything.
Hmm.
Alas. You-
Unfortunately, the lecture halls are not as organized as the graveyards.
You do see a small chapel out in the horizon. They probably would have it if you were to go and ask them. That might be faster
Yeah.
than searching everywhere.
Yeah, I've got people gonna be waiting on me, so swallow my pride.
A quick jog in that direction. You come across chapel, stone, small, probably 2 rooms, big old wood doors. You notice on framed in on the surface of one of the wood doors is what looks like some sort of listing with some sort of numerical pattern to where the graves are.
It's roll call.
It's not. If you have people answering this, then you've got a serious problem.
No, you don't, because they're all right there.
Jefferson!
And this
Don't make me tell you twice! Jefferson! Walks over, all the other zombies are standing up already. Looks down into the grave. He's gone! There's a hole in the bottom of the grave. God damn it, he made this escape.
Not again!
A hole in the bottom of the grave. Like he's gotten out of he dug out into Timmy's grave and got up while no one was looking. Sorry for the giggle hiccups, Trick.
That's okay, it's worth it.
Anyway, I'm looking for the May Roses.
You find their names on the list.
Can I make any heads or tails of the numerical system?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check at like a DC
boy.
5 to grasp this.
Well, I'll
'Cause it is
take a 10.
It is a little weird. Then yeah, you glance through it. Yeah, all right, yeah, you got it. Following the sort of pattern back, winding through the gravestones and the light trickling rain, you do eventually come across a pair of pretty common-looking gravestones side by side. Right nearby, a small tree on a hill with an old man leaning against it.
All right. Well, I'll go over to Prattle's grave. Down go the flowers. Off comes the helmet, and sit down in front of it.
I got him, Mom. I got him. I'm sorry I didn't save you. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you wanted me to be. But I'm strong now, see?
As they're just gesturing to themselves and like hugging the helmet in their lap.
Mm-hmm.
I won't ever let something like that happen again. I promise.
Hang of the head, hand on the stone. I'm just quiet reverence, moment of silence.
About 15, 20 seconds pass with you just there until you hear footsteps coming up behind you. It's infuriating, isn't it? They buried them together in the end.
What would you know?
Well, I would know enough. Have you that power you promised or you have now? How's that been working out for you?
I've saved enough people.
I
I'd
guess
say
you
it's worth
have.
it.
Well, if that much was worth it, do you have any interest in maybe a little more?
Hand comes off the gravestone, looking back at the voice. Is it the old man?
It's the old man, it's the same old man. Except now, looking into he's got a hood up because of the rain, and there's no face there. It's just darkness.
What do you want?
Well, something's happening. And I'm not sure what it is, and I can't really remember. But something's happening in the world. And it's got all of us maybe a little spooked. What you have now, what you can do, how about we call that a sample? And if you can hold on to that sort of anger, if that's what it takes, if you think you can do some good with the dark, I could maybe use your help, helping with all this. And he kind of gestures up in the air.
So long as I can put people like Tick in the ground,
Oh, I promise
I'll
that'll
do whatever
always
it
be.
takes.
Well, that's inspiring to hear. Part of my duty would ask that you go and swing by the lamb real quick here. That just would be fitting, wouldn't it? But, I mean, classes haven't exactly been in session there for a couple days now, have they? They kind of got hit
You
by...
mean
Hmm?
you mean the garden down
Yes.
south,
I
where conveniently my companions wanted to go today?
Well,
Are you pulling my tail?
I wouldn't call it too convenient. I mean, it's the exact same distance from here to there as it is from there to where you guys are going. To the centimeter. But that's another point altogether. You don't need to go there. They've been shaken up hard enough as it is. How about we call this... call it what you want. Let's call it a pact. And he kind of holds out a hand.
There's a slow rise. Looking around.
That's not a trick, I promise. Hasn't been a trick up to this point.
There's a long look into the faceless void.
It's very unsettling.
That is part confusion, part low-key frustration, but part determination that takes over the other emotions as hands clasp.
That's what I like to hear. Okay. Well, that's it then. And as you kind of grip his hand, you feel that weird feeling that it feels like what happens when you turn on dark side. It almost hurts. It's the same kind of feeling that you had all those years ago in your moment of vengeance. But it's stronger now, and there's something much deeper in you that's been switched on. Well, I'll be in touch then. For now,
Nod.
and he kind of like looks at his wrist. There's no watch there, but just looks at his wrist. Your companions are probably waking up by now. Just a thought. And he just starts walking away.
Fold of the arms. Unfold, look at hands. Feeling the tingly edginess.
Just rain, just washing over you.
Yeah.
Well, reaffix the metal muzzle. Helmet on. Click, click. Back to the inn.
Turn off my pain inhibitors, doctor.
I was half expecting him to just walk away and then just turn into fog and just get lost in the wind.
I was expecting someone else
Was
to just mention
was
it
Chef
personally,
watching
but
him? Was Chef watching him leave?
I was. Nah. I will expect though that, you know, there's a tombstone that's like person height and they go in one end and don't come out the other. Now, Am I treated as level 6 now?
You are now level 6. You now have a level of seed.
All right. Well, I can delete the old level 5 sheet that I've had. Then.
All right, congratulations.
Huzzah!
What the?
I'm happy.
Ah,
Huh? What did I miss?
nothing. Hive mind. That is all.
Oh, fucking Ash and I do that all the time, and it never gets old.
Fuck you.
No thanks. Sorry, kind of busy at the moment.
Wow.
I see how it is.
It's a
That edge is
rabbit
getting
right now
that edge
anyway.
is getting sharp.
two miles back at the speed of leather armor, Chef makes his
That's-
way back.
It's 30 feet.
I mean, are you running? How many minute mile does Chef jog?
I'm not sure. Normal overland movement speed of what is it, like 4 miles an hour or something like that?
Well, if under regular walking conditions, then yeah, you make it back in about half an hour. Work your way back in the front door. Kind of shake yourself off a little, and you're back inside. And
Is
you're
anyone
soaking.
else up yet?
By now, Kokim would be up. Casters need to prepare. Would be still preparing. Anyone that has long form armor equipping would still be equipping. Any spontaneous casters or marshals or whatever might already be down here in the lobby to catch you sneaking back in.
Yep,
Yeah, I'd be up.
I'm up and down.
I'd have to be up. I don't really memorize spells and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You walk in and Koke and Nell are just there. There's a soaking edge knight.
There's a look to the both of them. Gestures to battle jammies. Gets in the Magivator.
You watch the little drippies of water all the way over to the elevator. Bleep.
So it's raining then. Great.
Yeah. It was a funny note. You guys couldn't really hear it raining from your rooms because you're just
There's
so far
20
from the
floors
ground
between us.
and
Yeah.
roof, like it's just silent.
Question:
It's-
with those rooms, are there windows?
There are.
Well, then Taro most likely, when preparation, would notice that, and he'll grab his regular hood.
And Tyro comes equipped for the rain.
I'd have a hood if one of the sisters didn't steal it.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. You're
Yeah,
gonna
Alan's
have to
probably
go
gonna have
and
to
buy an overpriced parka at a street vendor.
Yeah, she's gonna need a cloak.
I hope the stable isn't leaky.
No, there's a building on top of it. There ain't no water getting in there.
With my luck, it would still be leaking.
We don't need the fucking in the arms of an angel thing. Like, while you're sitting there in a leaking.
You know what? Only
leaking
2
area.
gil a day. You could save
Yeah,
4
yeah.
wet chocobos.
For just the price of a basic meal, you two could save chocobos from leaky stables.
From the evil of the rain. Oh no! Animals equipped for existing and surviving in the wilderness. Rain! Oh, the humanity!
And then Koke loses her spot in the commercial.
Oh.
Good, I want no part of this extortion racket.
Really? Really?
It's just rain.
But
It's gonna hurt you.
you have been convicted, tried, and are wanted for grand larceny, and you were throwing a fit about a small con racket.
Yes.
Okay.
My grand larceny is for a good cause. Your con racket isn't.
It's for keeping Echo from having to sleep in stables.
No, it wouldn't. It would just be.
You'd only get a slightly better stable at most.
Yeah.
No, we just pay them for letting you get in. This is the actual proper.
No, I don't think any amount of money could actually, because chocobos stink really bad, and in people are not gonna want
Oh
chocobo
god.
musk.
Wet dog smells so bad. What about wet chocobo?
It's gonna be awful. I feel sorry for anyone with keen senses.
Thank God I didn't take the scent trait instead of.
Good
light
thing I
vision.
didn't do that either.
Okay, it does.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, wouldn't the feathers be a little bit water repellent?
I mean,
A
I'd imagine.
little bit.
Yeah, most feathers have kind of like
Yeah.
at least a little bit of a waxy coating.
They're like
Well,
yeah.
It has to do with the I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, they repel water. That's just birds. Because either they gotta float or they gotta fly. But yeah, they just repel water.
Light is not wanting to load for me currently. Like, I had the pages open that I already did, but went to load up Burmesian and it's just spinning.
Burmesian doesn't have it's a
There we
it's a
go.
swap out trait.
Okay, then yeah.
So yeah, it is the morning. After an hour or so, for caster prep, casters are ready, armored persons are ready. Chef needs a bit.
Yeah. She just wears medium armor, so
Yeah, Eleanor just breastplate on, buckle.
yeah. All right, so she's gonna, with a smile on her face, ride the Vaginator down because this is cool.
What are you
Right.
doing?
She's riding the Vaginator down because she's like, "Holy shit, this is
Oh.
cool."
Oh, the dog is just gonna ride the elevator all
Ride the
day.
elevator up and down.
Like, we need these back in
While-
Welland.
That's fucking cute.
While-
That is the cutest thing Ellen's
while
done
you're
this whole
going-
campaign.
Koge is bored and just playing with dancing legs, just sitting and
While you're going down the Magivator, you notice Vise reach out and push one of the buttons, then push another one of the buttons, push another one of the buttons.
Yes!
And then pushes all the buttons, all of them.
All the lights.
And I gotta check this.
Oh.
Will save of 3.
100 coming up. I bet it is.
Nope. She pushes all the buttons. Every single one.
Just hands against the
Just forearm
Down.
down the buttons. And it takes you guys like almost half an hour of stopping at every
hey,
single floor.
And then when they finally get it at the bottom, Chef comes out the other one that's right next to them.
Yeah.
Am I just watching them go up and down? Because I'm pretty sure I'm just staying in the lobby at this point.
No, they're coming down. They're going down one floor at a time. Really.
Yeah.
Okay.
After a severe amount of delay, the dog and the bunny arrive at the lobby.
As the door opens, she's basically going to say, "Well, that was fun. Although, from
Yeah.
my experience, hitting the buttons enough times, eventually you get where you want to be. So,
It seems like it appears that the smaller numbers are lower.
that would
Yeah.
make sense."
It's just floors. I get it.
Is she blonde?
I see. She's putting the intelligence headband to good use.
I don't get to ride the elevator.
The best is to keep a perfectly straight.
Echo wouldn't want to. It's Magitech.
No one
already
ever pays
uncomfortable
me in
around it.
gum.
Yeah, no, you would have a PTSD attack because it's like it's a metal
a
box
closed metal
smaller than
box.
your fucking like. Do you really want to do that?
Yeah, maybe not.
It is approximately chocobo containing size for one chocobo.
But
What
it's
would
Not
happen
for anything else, but strictly one
But it's
chocobo.
also, but it's also got does it have a window?
No, this is metal on all sides.
What would happen
Oh.
is that Echo would ride the elevator, and then months from now, they'd wonder how there is a chocobo-sized footprint on the side of the magic box, basically.
Yeah.
Magivator.
Next people get in, there's just like kick marks all over the inside of it. What happened in here?
It's decoration. It's an engraving. I like to
Mhm.
call it "Get me out of here."
Modern art.
Uh, I'll get into the lobby and see Koke.
Morning. Play with dancing lights.
Morning. Well, we have some time before we need to leave. You wanted to go with Koke to sightsee for a while, Princess?
Sure. I kind of thought we were heading out sort of right away, right?
We have a few things to take care of around morning here.
Yeah, we're heading off at midday down
Okay.
to the dig site. We have the morning spare.
All right. And she
Yeah. Also,
unfurls her thing.
and she like a mom, reached down and pull her hood up. And put this on. It's raining.
Well, I haven't been out yet.
Yeah,
That's a
we
bit
have
of rain. It won't hurt anyone. Okay, no hood, no shits given.
A solid Londoner.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, we
I
don't
live in a camp in the middle of the primal steppe. Like...
Yeah. Also, we don't want anyone seeing your ears.
Why is
Well-
it such a big deal?
They are kind of a giveaway. I'm not sure how many people are familiar with that, though. I don't know. I'll keep the hood on.
Better to be
I mean,
safe
it's not
than
as.
sorry.
I mean, it's not as an identifying trait as points to top horns, points to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's quite an identifying thing. I mean, all of my kind have horns, but I'm kind of doubling up on this.
Actually, I'm kind of curious on that. Why does she have to stay hidden? I mean, it's not like she's in an enemy kingdom or something.
You saying that?
Yeah, I'm saying that.
And besides, if anybody tried anything, you saw what I did.
You can be pretty intimidating. I don't think anyone in the city or possibly the entire world would want to mess with you.
I guess, but her father entrusted me with her safety. I want to make sure she's going to be all right.
She's with me. She'll be fine.
That's
Glare.
not the most reassuring comment.
Aside from my general attitude,
What was that you cut?
aside from my general attitude, have I let any of you down yet?
By the way, when I made that comment, I thought Eleanor was going with them. So now I realize it's just her and Koke. I'm like, maybe I should just get my mouth shut.
Arms folded, like, excuse me.
say that.
I've helped everybody. I've raised the dead here. Like, I've looked after the princess. Like, why? Like, you doubt me? I mean, I guess I'm not exactly the best of people, whatever. But when it comes to this, like, I've performed admirably, I think.
All right. Have her back before midday.
Just gives an intimidating doggo stare of like, you know what'll happen if you don't.
I did get a sample of that earlier. Yes. So, where on your papers are we going next?
Well, next might be the Maritime Archaeology Department at the University of Northern Moonbright. They have a museum. Just a thought.
All right. How far away is it? Will we be able to get there? Have a walk around in a day?
It's only 6,300 feet away.
Great. Let's go.
And y'all set off. A little over a mile, I think.
I mean, me as an overweight person could walk a mile in like 15-20 minutes. So like,
Mhm.
as healthy, fit adventurers, I should be able to do it in 10 to 15.
I mean, it depends if you're jogging, if you're stopping and looking at stuff.
I suppose.
Like,
If you stop at every little like mom and pop bric-a-brac, then yeah.
How far away is it?
1.19 miles. 6,300 feet. That's also... Wait, what? Really? Yeah, oh, that's kind of funny. It's 1.19 miles or 1.9 kilometers.
Kilometers.
Just a weird numerical coincidence there.
This would be so much easier if I could last longer as things, but never know when we're gonna need it.
You last plenty long, don't worry.
Ooh.
I can always improve. There's always room for improvement.
Ellen's gonna go out and check on the burb.
Uh,
And Tyro will make his way down to the commons. to
And
get
she
the
doesn't have a
pillar.
coat or anything, so she's getting soaked.
And where was that we're going?
And he's gonna head down to the commons to get a better look at the pillar.
Alright.
So wait, how much time do we have to burn?
Couple hours,
Few
probably, something like that.
hours.
4 hours.
It depends how much of the day you want to have left post your 8-hour travel bip.
Alright.
Tyro.
I think Chef is gonna go back to the room and play with these new powers. Kind of angsty meditate, figure out what's going on.
Angstate.
Crap. I actually got nowhere to go. I'll just follow Tyro. Because I doubt I can find out anything in the commons, and I really have no place to check out that only has 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. As Tyro's going out the door, Nell kind of runs to catch up real quick. Wait, I'm coming too.
Well, he said he was trying to find information. He could find out something about the pillar, and I could try to find something about the people around. Who knows? Translation: Nell seriously doubts she can head towards the performing arts area and attend a lecture and get back in time.
That's a bit away.
Yeah.
Alright, Tyro and Nell, you work your way over to the pillar. It's about, it's a little under a mile.
Like three
It's
quarters, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a bit of a walk, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more tea.
Okay.
You work your way over there. There's, at this point, you see there's lots of people walking around, but the area about a 30-foot radius around the pillar, there's people with strange equipment and tools and are fussing with the cobblestones where it contacts the ground, presumably repairing the damage from the earthquake.
Now, if I remember correct, damage was mostly done to like the ground around it, more
Yeah.
or less. Not...
And as you kind of walk up to them and like you kind of stand at the edge of the kind of taped off area, and you really get a good look at the pillar is still pristine. There's not a thing wrong with it. It's only the ground where it touches that has been ruined.
I'm gonna use the cantrip detect magic and see if I
Alright.
sense anything coming from the pillar.
Okay. I need to take a look at the schools real quick. It's you do pick up a faint aura, and I'm trying to get which what thing it is that you are reading. I can't remember. It's not going to be necromancy or anything because it's not even. It's something you can't put your finger on anyway, regardless. But You glance through it. There is a faint magical aura to it. Just on your
So I'm not
cursory
familiar with the
detection.
school of magic that it would be kind of
Yeah.
associated with.
Because you from the way that you're reading it, and the sort of detection that you're making here,
Mhm.
there's something about it that's a little bit reminiscent of what goes on in your head when you're trying to use Dimension Door. There's something very old about this little aura that this thing has.
Now, is it just pretty much like a flat, pristine kind of pillar, or are there any runes on it, anything of that sort?
There are carvings in it. There's a kind of series of runes and stuff.
Hmm.
While Tyro's poking about, I'm gonna try to talk to some of the people. I'm also gonna put my intelligence aura up because he's probably gonna need a bit of an intelligence boost trying to figure out what the hell's going on here.
You know, that would that you could make a mint in Moonbright with that thing.
Don't tempt me.
Just sitting in on the lectures and like giving
During
the
exam,
aura to
yeah.
people.
Oh my god, you're the kid selling Ritalin out the back of the lecture halls.
No, not Ritalin, fucking Adderall.
Yeah, like, holy
the
shit.
Adderall rat.
Can
The
I,
Adderall rat.
Man, I got this test coming up. I really gotta focus here. I gotta
Okay,
find
do you want to buy an
out.
aura?
Can I do a? I'm deciding if I want to try to do the cantrip read magic, or to kind of see if I can read these runes, or if I have do a general like knowledge arcana. See if I can
You
make it out.
could make an knowledge arcana like to literally like try attempt to read them. Alternately, I would allow linguistics.
I don't have any points in linguistics. I have an intelligence of 15.
Just run knowledge
Linguistics.
arcana.
Okay.
I was gonna say, do you want me to run linguistics?
But yeah.
Reserves. Let's see. Double check this.
Arcana kind of makes more sense, kind of.
Because ironically enough,
1d20
Mel
plus
has a decent linguistics.
Mm-hmm.
As we all know, though, Koke is the most cunning of linguists in this party.
Oh my god.
Took you a second.
I apologize that I'm not natively
You're
Not
not
as big
natively
like-
what?
wired.
You kind of glance through the runes, and from what you can from what's in your view, there's a spell sort of being put together here that you're getting a tiny part of. Like
Wait a minute.
almost
Actually,
almost
I
as
actually
if
did not add. I did not add Nels +4 to that, so that's actually a 22.
even on a 22. From what you're seeing, you can almost understand what it's getting at, but it's like almost I'm trying to think of what the best way of phrasing it.
Is it like when you've like studied Spanish for like 2 years and you can absolutely read Spanish, but like you only pick up bits and pieces?
Kind of, but it's more akin to you're looking at an HTML project or a C++ project that somebody else wrote, and you only have one of the headers to work from, and it's like, I think there's something going on here. This seems to refer to something else, and I don't know what it is. This refers to something else,
So
and
it's
I don't know what it is.
basically a text that I would be familiar with in a more formal setting, but however, it's kind of in a different dialect or something like that.
Kind of. I mean, the text, it's less so in words and more so in runic energy, more so in the not like instructions, but like something big again that you're only seeing a piece of.
Right. So some sort of major spell could be put onto this, but from what I can see, I'm only getting a bit of it.
Mm-hmm. And like as you look down, like where this pillar contacts the cobblestones, one of the lines is half under the cobblestones, seeming to indicate to you that they just keep going.
Interesting. I will ask one of the kind of people working on repairing the damage, just kind of try and get a feel for what exactly the purpose for the pillar is. See, maybe they might have any information.
I was asking information while Tyra was looking at the pillar. Do you want to just add the two together, or just
You
do it separately?
go ahead and make a diplomacy gather information as he as he kind of like reaches over and kind of taps some dude, and the pillar. What do you mean? What's it for? It's just there.
Keeping intelligence
Right.
up, so this
Actually,
would be
great.
minus.
On a 25, you running around and gathering information about it, like kind of asking people that look like they live here. You learn a little bit about the pillar. You learn it's older than the city is. That it was here when Moonbright was founded. You learn that it is one of 3 on the island. One of them is here, and was almost the what's the fucking word? The reason that the city was founded here in the first place. The impetus for its founding. That's the word, impetus for its founding. The why of all this was the study of what was written on it and what it was and where it came from and how old it is. Best reckonings place it as old as 8,000 years old, 10,000 years old. It's like, and with current technology, it's getting easier and easier to hone in on it, but it's older than anything that they even have recorded.
It's older in dirt.
You learn that the 3rd pillar is down and is currently being excavated out southwest of Moonbright. The 2nd pillar of the 3, and this is sort of just an arbitrary numbering scheme based on the order of their discovery. The 2nd of the pillars is the central column that Balam Garden is built on.
Ooh.
And you also learn that there's been issues there recently, and after the earthquake, large portions of the academies and such were torn apart by the shaking.
Is it gonna fly away now?
Well, yeah.
Not yet. We're not that part in the story yet.
Now we need to find the other garden first.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do a Beyblade.
Yeah.
Can you mention what the
Garden
garden
Nah.
is? Because I
We'll
don't
never
have
get-
any clue what that is.
You in your diplomatizing when they explain to you like, oh, and the 2nd one's in Balam Garden, you're like, oh, what's that? And they explain to you there's a location on the island. It's the place where they trade seed operatives, who are these sort of a mercenary force that's built to root out evil sorcery. There've been a lot of people have been trained there. It was founded probably 35 years ago now. So it's pretty new in the scheme of this very old island. But yeah, you glean a good bit about these pillars. You hear a lot of people talking about the rumor that something's going on at the 3rd pillar that they're excavating.
Okay, I relayed this information to Tyro.
Alrighty. Well, that would certainly explain why I can't quite put my finger on the runes on this pillar, if it's as old as they say.
Is Eleanor coming to get me?
Yeah. Party things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think once we gather that information, I don't think there's much more that we can glean from here, so we'll probably end up heading back to the inn to wait for others to get back.
Shift does have the key for Echo's thing.
Oh yeah.
So, good luck.
Well, I thought
Just
she knew that it was locked.
I would say
Um,
that at the very least through intuition, Eleanor can assume it is locked. I think you might have been there with the first drop off.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
No,
That
no,
was only Nell
it was just
and
Nell and,
Chef.
and Chef both
Okay,
times.
so no, probably not.
But you intuitively understand that you don't just keep birds around. People are probably
Yeah, I
gonna
need the
protect
key.
them. Or presumably you
I
go
guess.
and you ask either Nell or Chef, and Nell is gone right now.
That they
So I
might
guess
have they might have heard when we were asking about the stables before because
That's
everyone
true.
was present.
So she'd probably
If
just.
you do knock on Chef's door, just chuck you the key, like whatever.
You ride the
All right.
elevator up again. It's loads of fun. Knock on door, key slides out, door closes. Ride the elevator back down. Just
Back
as much fun
down.
as the first time.
This is so cool.
He's an agitated man. You hurry over around the corner to the stable. Enter into the main public door that's open. You find Echo's stall. Unlock it, and the door swings open. Echo, you are free.
Was it like a full, like?
It is enclosed almost like a chain link fence. You are not able to jump over it. It looks like it's very intentionally set up so that a chocobo can't be stolen by any degree of force, aside from breaking.
It's a
into it.
kennel, not a stable.
It's more like a kennel than a stable, yeah, in a lot of ways. It's just a kennel for big things.
Looking at pitifully at Eleanor.
Long night. Scratch, scratch. I don't have anything to. I don't have anything to cover you up, but want to go for a walk?
Stand up.
Okay, I need a coat too, don't I?
You already have one. It's fur.
I was gonna say that.
See? Still in sync.
Get out of my head, demon!
Are people just gonna be running away? Because there's now the smell of both wet dog and wet chocobo just going down the streets.
I'm gonna die.
I'm fine. Yeah, she's gonna go shopping for, I guess, a parka or a cloak for herself, and then, like, I don't know, chocobo cover for being in the rain, I guess.
It's a tea cozy, but chocobo shaped.
Chocobo poncho.
A chocobo poncho.
A ponchobo.
You just buy a sheet and poke holes, like cut out holes on a sheet
Poke-a-bow.
goes.
Is the maritime archaeology stuff really boring?
You arrive there. That completely depends on how interested you are in boats and undersea ruins.
Ruins, interesting. Creatures, interesting. Boats. I can't eat
There's
boats.
not a lot of creatures. There's some
What do you
stuff
mean you
about
can't eat boat?
you're
If
just
I
not
turn
trying
into a
hard
boat.
enough.
You eat boat, you become boat.
That's not how it
become-
works.
You
Become ship
become Bodie
mimic.
McBoat face.
God
Oh
damn
my
it.
god.
You made the mistake. Reddit named you.
God damn it.
You look at sort of the history of ships and different kingdoms and different cities and different nations and the different styles, and you learn, which sail the jib is and what it means and its different shapes. You learn about like it's what you would expect from a boat museum, and Vise appears to be loving it.
I can live with this.
Presumably in a landlocked country, these large wooden things that travel over water are magic. a little bit to her still.
I like boats. I like boats.
I mean,
like
I can
boats,
just,
like
I can
boats.
just, I can just turn into literally a primal creature of the ocean and swim. That's way cooler than a hollow tree.
I'm still turning into a boat, though.
I can turn into a tree. But
I don't think you want to hollow out your form.
I'm always hollow.
Like a tauntaun, everyone climb inside.
It's not Tuesday. Yeah, cooking's bored.
What Star Wars released later for the UK?
Yeah, you guys, you wander around, you see some boat stuff. It's all very neat within your interpretation of what neat is to you. You walk by someone that's giving like a little seminar on signaling flags, and V seems to really want to go to it, but you just maybe can't quite stand that anymore, and you keep going right past it. Yeah. A couple hours pass. Cocaine and Vista do their thing. Tyro and Nell do their thing. And is Echo and Eleanor doing anything?
She's shopping for rainwear.
Shopping for rainwear. You find a store closer into the commons here, kind of mixed in with some of the residential buildings, that sells sort of canvas coats that are strictly built to protect you from the rain. They are for the normal size one, it's 3 gil. For something that would be big enough for a larger person, like something like Eleanor, would be 4 gil.
All right. I'm gonna try to sweet talk him.
You do get the impression you're being like, these are tremendous prices for a fucking coat. Well, not even a coat. Like it's one of those plastic ponchos. It's just made of canvas.
All right. She's gonna try to sweet talk him.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Let's see.
Oh shit! With plus 14, God, why is your diplomacy so high?
20
Charisma,
charisma.
doggo.
20 charisma. She's really pretty.
Offers to give one to you for the medium size, because surely such a slender lady is deserving of it, even if she's big.
30 then. Okay, that's fine. Down to 57. Oh yeah.
It's amazing how far like 100 gil can take you
When you're not purchasing magical items.
like in the Dungeons and Dragons time, like
Meanwhile,
like
I
economic
spend that
scale.
shit. I have like 3,400 gil on me.
You're so gonna get mugged.
I can blow people the fuck up. They don't
Carrying a
want to.
bank with you.
If you can hit them.
I appreciate
Oh,
you're carrying a
shots
bank
fired.
with you, and you couldn't splurge for the fancy fish restaurant. You had to go to the Applebee's fish restaurant.
My hope is just holding a spell in my hand is enough to scare them the hell off.
Here, probably not.
Very true.
If it's a powerful enough spell, it would probably do so.
What you gonna do? Cast dancing lights at me?
Whoop.
Now I'm on fire.
And now I'm on fucking fire.
Let's see. I've got Dark 3. I got Burning Arc. Yeah, those.
That's
do
not a
actually.
spell. Cast Dark 3. That's a spell.
Which I can also cast. I can cast that and Burning Arc.
Oh lord. All right, so she's gonna go ahead and swing that on, and then I guess try to find something for Burb.
They kind of looked the Chocobo over for a couple seconds. We've got a cover for a speeder. They kind of pull it out. It looks like it'll probably fit Echo just about. It's maybe got slots in it for flaps that Echo doesn't have, but You
Put the
know,
wings in there.
you can tuck your wings. You become the speeder. Um, they
I mean, if we're gonna go by 14s barding, I mean, they can fit their wings into everything. So.
they asked for 5 gil for that one.
All right, sure.
Big ol' canvas speeder cover.
You can't see. Eh.
Yeah, you fucking have to cut a little head hole in it.
I got it.
Just sword out.
Yeah. Just cut it comfortable so it's over Echo's head. She can see.
And as it all kind of hangs down over Echo's body, she does resemble a sort of plump speeder. As it all just is shaped that way. Which I just want to see an illustration of that.
Just
Okay.
Well,
That's not what I meant. But it's kind of what I meant.
perhaps I should.
I'm already
get-
working on some fan art. Just chill.
Perhaps I should get somebody who knows more about tailoring to get that to fit you better.
cough, Tyro, cough. If the thing's actually made of cloth, he can probably do something with it. If it's more of a leather type thing, you're SOL.
Although, like, have you said
Canvas is
anything
cloth.
in character that lets us know you were good at
He
tailoring?
passed out the tent.
Yeah,
He
I
did
guess.
catch
he
up
he
then.
did patch up the tent. He did patch up the tent.
That I did.
All right, so yeah.
And I
she'll
can't
be able to
remember
talk to you later.
who it was that implied that. I can't remember who. It was Zezin, right? It was Zezin.
What?
I try to remember him making assumptions about who would know how to sew in the party before Tyro volunteered.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
The problem is my internet was acting shit at the time, so I most likely missed that.
Oh.
But yeah, party reconvenes. Now Thyra head back. Eleanor, Echo make it back with their rain garb. Vis and Koke return with Vis has bought like a couple souvenirs.
Did she buy a boat?
She did not buy a boat.
Buy this shirt. This says I'm on a boat.
She did pick up a shirt. It maybe doesn't fit her perfectly, but I survived a maritime archaeology lecture.
Man,
Behold.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
You know, and Koke has the accompanying shirt, and I didn't. With the same image.
Seriously, if you find
There.
something as boring as boats interesting, then like you're gonna love it on the step. It's actually interesting.
Just God damn it.
Oh my god.
There's far fewer
That's
boats.
that's the dance I imagine Ellen is making while she's sitting in the box.
That's what I do. I'm in elimination. Oh.
That reminds me, Kev, did you see the little doodle I did? of Eleanor?
What?
Did you see the doodle I did of Eleanor?
Oh.
No.
Oh, here we go. I need to find it now.
The last thing I saw of her from you was
It's in
Zombie
general
munch.
between it's in the general between the edgy rat and the angry dumpster that is on fire. Just scroll up a little bit.
I'll put it up on stream too.
well, if
I put
anyone-
I put the animation up on stream too.
oh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Just
The-
Sif with a helmet.
An artist's
With a helmet.
interpretation of Eleanor. But
We
just
have
as a
dark
dog.
mouse. And then edge mouse.
Oh.
That's great.
And then the bottom one's Koke.
Yeah, dumpster.
I will fucking
That's
go
both
through all
funny
of
and
them.
horrible at the same time.
Just like Koke!
And
I'm gonna go
Chef
grab some water. I'll
is
be right
Edge
back real
Mouse.
quick.
And Koke as a flaming dumpster.
Yeah.
Because that just makes sense.
She's a bottomless pit of garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, the flaming dumpster.
Keeping it in season.
Do you want to put like one of those up on the stream?
I
he's
put
been
all of
putting
them
him
up on
up,
stream.
yeah.
How
you
how
did?
have we been
Okay.
going?
What, like
Break?
2.5 hours?
We have been
3
going
hours.
for 2 hours and 10
2
minutes and
2 hours.
25 seconds.
When do you want to break? Because
We could break it here if we wanted to and do a little bit of a shorter one, and then kick it off with the traversal from there. If people
Alrighty.
want to go do stuff real quick, a bit of a stopping point.
That'd be appreciated.
All right,
yeah.
we will call it here for a moment. We will break the stream, make 2 separate episodes out of this, like always. For those watching on YouTube, we'll see you in the next episode. Those watching on stream, stick around for about half an hour, and we'll be right back. Bye.
Bye.